Good afternoon. Take your seat, please.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ms. Nair, you are originally from Palghat, but you are now in Bombay.
Yes, sir.
One of your hobbies is playing badminton.
Yes, sir.
There is one famous badminton player in India who has won laurel for India. Who is that lady? In badminton.
So
Recently?
PV Sindhu has won the bronze medal in Tokyo 2020.
Now it is said that PV Sindhu has won the laurel, and before that Saina Nehwal was also there. Both could achieve so much only because of the efforts of their own respective families, as well as one ex badminton player was the Sai, I think Gopina, his mentor. But there is no contribution of the government or the public bodies or the state governments or anybody. It is only individual efforts. Do you agree with this view?
So both these players, they came up at a time when badminton was still developing in India. So Pulela Gopichand sir, because he had already won laurels, he wanted to develop the sport. So he started his own academy in Hyderabad where both of them trained. But now I think the government also realizes that badminton is one such sport in which India can truly have a strength, and which is why now Sports Authority of India is also taking up badminton. And even in Khelo India, we are looking at our rising badminton stars. So at the initial stages, there was a little lack of government push, but now the government is very proactive in ensuring that all the sports are.
In 2008, we won 6 medals. 2008 Olympics, and in 2021, so after 13 years, we have won 7 medals, 8 medals. 6 I suppose. And now it is 7. So just increase of what? In 13 years we have increased our medal tally by one medal only. Now do you think it is a but everywhere there is a lot of shabashi, oh we have done excellent. So what excellence we have done? In 13 years we have increased our medal tally by 1. Do you think it is an excellence in sports in spite of so much of investment? It is a fact that a lot of investment in sports. Do you think we are going in the right direction?
So definitely it would have been better if we would have gotten more medals, but our performance in Tokyo, apart from the medals, we had many sports in which we were at 4th place. We missed out on medals at a very nick of time, be it the women's hockey team or be it the golfer, and we are now reaching out in sports which were not heard about earlier. For example, athletics, javelin throw is something that India was not really considered to be a top competitor, and golf is also something like that. So I think looking at sports only through the tally of medals would be a wrong assessment.
So what should be the other yardstick by which we must judge ourselves?
So the performance of individual participants, we really need to track how they were doing, what went wrong for them, and what was the laxities from both the side of the administration as well as the coaches and the individual.
No, that is of course post-mortem, we must see.
Yes, sir.
But the government, when there is a public investment, the public has a right to know what has happened, the outcome of that, because it's a taxpayer's money. Nobody's personal money has been invested. Crores and crores have been invested, and the result to show is just one more medal. So don't you say it is a money not well spent, taxpayers' money?
Yes, sir. So we could look at other parameters. The contingent that we sent, even qualifying for the Olympics is a big deal. So if we've now sent like the biggest contingent ever, that is a good use.
Finally, Honorable Prime Minister has said that in 2030 Olympics will be the first 10, will be within first 10 in the medal tally. Do you think it's possible, given this track record, will it be possible for India? First 10, which means we'll have to increase by at least 10 times medal tallies, almost.
So granted that it's an ambitious target, but now the vigor that sporting culture has gotten in our country, I do not think it is an impossible.
So what will you do as a sports secretary? Suppose you get into IAS, you are the central government, Union of India Secretary of Sports. What steps will you take to make this a reality? The Honorable Prime Minister, he doesn't say it just for the sake of saying. There has to be a roadmap. What will be the roadmap for it?
So we have identified clear talents through the Target Olympic Podium scheme. So we need to really hone these talents, because there is not enough time to now look at new talents. We can find out what is the problem that they are facing, if they need coaches from abroad, if we need international collaborations with countries that are doing better in another sport. We need to step up on these parameters, as well as the nutrition, as well as having more competitions in the country, because the sports persons in India are not given that much of exposure. So as a sports secretary, I would focus on firstly ensuring enough infrastructural aid for sports persons, the coaches and international collaborations, and lastly to enhance the number of competitions taking place and allowing them to participate in more competitions abroad in their sport as well.
The students, the young boys and girls go for sports when there is or their parents send them for sports coaching when there is an opportunity for them to make their living out of this. But right now the country doesn't have much of a living or a future for sports persons, so they have to willy-nilly appear for competitive examinations like you people are all appearing, or maybe IITs, joint entrance for the medicine, and so where is the time for sports?
Sir, I do agree that at present the kind of support that we give sports persons is not very sustainable, because they do have to look for alternatives. So maybe as sports secretary we should also devise a policy wherein as other countries support their sportsmen so that they can just focus on their sports and their needs are catered to by the government, we can look at such a policy as well, sir. I agree that there is a laxity on that front in our country at present.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You have done a course in forensic sciences.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very recently I came across this that drug use by some accused was detected by hair follicle test. How is that done?
So whenever a person uses drugs for multiple times and the particles of drugs accumulate in parts of the body, especially hair follicles are one such place where accumulation takes place.
Okay.
So there will be trace elements of drugs found in the follicle, which can be traced to toxicological labs, which are the recent case was in the Central Forensic Science Laboratory in Hyderabad, which has a toxicology lab which can trace such evidence.
Okay, right. Now, what are NBFCs?
Sir, they are non-banking financial corporations which acts like an aid to the banking system, which also ensures that loans can be provided to people who are not really catered to by banks. And they also focus on long-term banks. For example, developmental work is catered to by NBFCs as well, sir.
But why can't this function be handled by banks itself? Why is there any need of NBFC?
Sir, to my mind, the reason would be that in such sectors, the amount of risk involved is higher and the returns will be seen after a longer amount of time. And for banking, the liquidity is such that it depends on the deposits that are placed in the banking sector. So I think banks are little averse on such developmental projects, and NBFCs are more specialized in this means they understand what are these developmental.
How do NBFCs get their funds?
So they also get it from banks and they can get it from other secondary lenders as well, sir.
Apart from banks, from where?
So they are also capitalized by the government from time to time, and from their promoters as well, sir.
Okay. Who is this Sabyasachi Mukherjee, and why is in news?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this news.
Being a female, you should have known.
I might have missed out on that news.
Okay. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Karisma, you are interested in TED Talks.
Yes, sir.
So what is the last talk you heard? About what?
Sir, I recently heard a talk by Leela Seth, who was the first female High Court judge, and she spoke about the importance of inheritance for our daughters. She spoke about how dowry as a problem can be solved if firstly families give inheritance to the daughters and the daughters also agree to take inheritance and do not show love by saying, I do not want the property, let my brothers have it.
What does TED stand for?
So TED stands for Technology, Entertainment and Design, and its tagline is Ideas Worth Sharing.
Okay. Now, I don't know anything about forensic science. Just explain me in a few words what is forensic science.
So forensic science is the application of the principles of science to aid criminal justice system. To give an example, chemistry, the principles of chemistry are used in finding out poisons. So that becomes forensic chemistry because we are using the principles of chemistry to aid in the criminal justice systems.
So anything, the applied science for criminal justice is forensic?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure on that?
Yes, sir, I am sure.
Okay. Now, cyber laws. This has become extremely important issue today with a lot of cyber attacks on various installations. In fact, the physical attacks are not as important as cyber attacks are. So, what is the development on evolving an internationally acceptable cyber law? Can you brief me about the international developments on this?
So the most widely accepted convention is the Budapest Convention, which tackles the cyber laws and cyber crimes. However, some countries like India has also not joined this Budapest Convention because not all countries came together and gave it.
Is this convention effective?
So the principles on which Budapest Convention is based is quite effective because it talks about cross-border transfer of data and on ensuring cyber crime prevention. But unless and until most countries adopt it, it will not be effective. Which is why we need to build more consensus and negotiate with countries as to why countries are not ratifying it. Or if they completely refuse to do so, we can take those principles and form a more
what are the major hurdles in evolving a consensus on this issue, which is such a vital issue today?
So the first problem would be the definition of a cyber crime because it might vary from country.
But that problem arises with everything.
Yes, sir.
When you talk about human rights, when you talk about terrorism, you talk anything,
yes,
that
sir.
problem arises everywhere.
So secondly, the problem of data. No country would want to give their sovereign right over data to any other thing, and for solving cyber crimes, data is very important, and this free transfer of data is something that countries are not very comfortable sharing. So that's all that I can think of.
No, there are some very major regions for not able to evolve this consensus.
Oh, okay, sir.
You need to do little study.
I
on
will
that,
definitely read about
yeah.
it. Thank you.
Now, our stock exchange is galloping, you know. It's not even running, it's galloping. But the economy is not that strong. In fact, in 2019, our economy was stronger than what it is today. The index that time was around 30,000, today it's 55,000. So, how do you justify that?
So firstly, the stock exchange works on future parameters. It's not looking at the economy as it is now. It is looking at optimism in the economy. It believes that the economy will rise again. Secondly, it's not representative of the entire economy. For example, Bombay Stock Exchange just tracks the 30 major companies, and those companies might be doing well while the rest of the economy need not be booming. Lastly, sir, the investors internationally, we've seen that where COVID scare has reduced to some extent, there are investors looking out for investment opportunities, and they see India as a stable market as well. And we've seen that we have now a flourishing foreign investment, which is also helping in the booming of our stock exchange.
So, what is the size of FDI into India during the last financial year?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of the exact
Okay.
figure.
Now my last question to you is, how do you see and what could be the repercussions of Taliban rule in Afghanistan? I'm not referring only to India, I'm referring globally.
So firstly, the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan is a major repercussion, especially for women and children. It is going to be a unsafe place to stay. Secondly, sir, the power dynamics of the world, because Taliban is now most countries have to renegotiate and they have to reframe how they look at Taliban, and that dynamics is yet to play out. There is also concerns that some countries like China, Pakistan and Russia are leaning a little towards Taliban, while other countries are now having a wait and watch approach. So we'd have to see how the support of a few countries helps Taliban in gaining ground. So lastly, there is also a moral concern of the present thing, because we've seen that the United Nations was unable to prevent such a humanitarian crisis. So it is also a time for all of us to look inwards morally.
Yeah, but this is all in work in progress.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you the possible repercussions. What is one or two most fundamental repercussions which will have on the global politics?
So there are concerns that Taliban administered Afghanistan could be a breeding ground for terrorism, and it could cause a spike in global terrorism. We also saw JEM and LET members moving into Afghanistan.
Yeah, that is one. And what else?
Secondly, sir, radicalization in the neighboring countries would cause entire Central Asia
Yes,
to
radicalization of religious
Yes, sir.
people, groups, then violation of human rights,
Yes,
fundamental rights, particularly women, children, and terrorism.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Karisma, tell me why there is less industrialization in Kerala? Why industries are not coming up in this state?
Sir, if we look at the factors of production, Kerala faces concerns in most of the factors of production. Firstly, if we look at land, because Kerala has a small land availability, which is also ecologically fragile, it does not have that much potential for heavy industries. Secondly, sir, labor is another problem, because we have there was concerns of a militant trade unionism prevailing in Kerala. It was not a very industry friendly location. Thirdly, sir, entrepreneurship also. We see that the educated youth in Kerala prefer to migrate to countries, especially to the Arab countries, and the entrepreneurial vigor is also lacking in Kerala, sir. And I think that now we've seen that Kerala realizes that focusing only on social indicators like health and education has also led to a neglect of the industrial sector, which is now hurting the state a little, sir.
But on health front also, I mean the corona second wave, I mean Kerala has not done well. You were mentioning actually that Kerala focused mainly on education and health, but that is also not reflecting in the outcomes.
Sir, if we look at even COVID-19, the health infrastructure of Kerala is still not crumbling. Even though the case load is highest in the country over there, we see that the fatality rate is way below the national average in Kerala, and also the fact that the ICU occupation is still only 67%, which means that the investment in health Kerala has reaped benefits for the investment in health. And the reason for the current surge is also that the second wave reached Kerala later, and there was also laxities and COVID fatigue which reached the population. But even then, the focus on health infrastructure in an earlier stage has definitely helped Kerala in handling the situations.
Okay, good. Now you have opted for Indian Police Service as second preference.
Yes, sir.
Now one of the complaints against the entire criminal justice system is the low level of conviction, the low rate.
Yes.
What are the reasons actually why there is low rate of conviction?
So firstly, the quality of evidence collected is the first place where we go wrong, and the scientific investigation that is needed to prove beyond doubt that a crime has been committed is missing. We still focus more on human based evidences, which then leads to perjury and the witnesses going hostile as well, sir. And there are also concerns of some false cases, which also is a good thing that the conviction rate in those cases would be less. And lastly, sir, there is a delay in the entire criminal justice system, which means that even though a crime is committed now, the conviction of it would happen many years later. So the conviction rate during that period will definitely be at a lower end, sir.
Tell me one factor which can change it substantially, the entire investigation and evidence collection.
Sir, I would say
One single factor.
I would say, sir, a push for forensic science, because if the police is trained and they also have a able forensic scientist during evidence collection, and the labs also give out their...
Now, my last question, good, very good. My last question is that many of the people, they know actually forensic only from the point of view of, you see, analysis, scientific analysis.
Yes.
Now tell me one example where the psychological aspect of forensic can also further improve the investigation.
So forensic science also includes forensic psychology as a main concept, and criminology is something that we study. So we can through tests like the polygraph test and narco analysis, we can, and brain mapping, we can find out the psychology behind a crime and help in nail the convicts based on what the mind gives as their evidence. So psychology is also a major component of forensic science.
Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Good, Karishma, you are already talking like a TED speaker.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me, what is TEDx?
So TED originally happens only in California, but TEDx is happening throughout the world at a local level. So people can tie up with the TED company and say that we are going to conduct a local level program, which will be on the lines of a TED Talk, but it will happen at a decentralized levels.
No, is it an independent institution or what?
Yes, sir. Independent institutions conduct it with tie-up with TED, sir.
So if you were to start, let's say in your career first organization, wherever you are posted, suppose you want to set up a platform, TEDx, would you need somebody's permission?
Sir, I haven't thought of this. I do not know the exact procedure on how we get such permission. I would have to check on it.
But I'm sure you would like to set up a platform like that wherever you go to.
Yes, sir. It will definitely be worthwhile to pursue such a...
With what I see is that you got rich data and very good body language and shine in your eyes. So besides that, what else makes you most suitable for the civil services, for your first choice? IAS?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I think that because of the leadership roles that I got in my college, I know when to be a team leader and when to be a team player, which is very important in civil services. I see myself as an empathetic person, and I would try and become as citizen centric as possible. And so resilience is something that a civil servant should have. And when I couldn't clear the exam in the first year, I realized that I can bounce back.
I think that's enough. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What is the best part of being team member when it fails? When the team fails, what is the best part of being a team member?
Sir, I think the kind of mutual support we give each other once the team fails, it helps us all grow because we introspect as what went wrong, and the support and the relationships we build once a project fails if we work as a team.
I thought the easier answer would be that we can easily pass on the blame to another member.
So that wouldn't be a good team member.
Okay. My last question to you.
Yes.
What is Kerala model of governance? The present Chief Minister after his recent re-election. His government came into power again, despite incumbency factor, right?
Yes.
So he claimed that it is the Kerala model of governance which has done this wonder. And secondly, he also said that this is the model which India and larger part of the developing countries, they will follow. What was he hinting at?
Sir, I had read that he was speaking about a responsible government which was taking care of the population, especially during the time of COVID, which was one of the major reasons why the government got back into power. And also the emphasis on local governments is something that is unique to the Kerala model.
No, you are not, I mean, you are not close to even what he had in his mind.
Okay, sir,
Being a communist, leftist, he was hinting more that the government focus is more on public sectors and government sectors to strengthen them, and also you were referring to just now the health where the performance was good. So he was referring to the health sector also, that because the government in its previous tenure had strengthened these institutions so well that the public responded. So don't you think that this thinking is kind of obsolete? Kerala is probably the only state with a leftist government, and it agitates against the current emphasis on private economy and liberal economy and market economy and related reforms. Doesn't it agitate against that?
Sir, I think as an ideology, we should not stick to just the entire left or the right. Even the government in Kerala realizes that private involvement is needed, and as I mentioned in the answer of industrialization, they are now looking up to the private sector to invest as much as possible in Kerala. So while ideology is good for politics, it may not be good for governance. So a middle path is definitely needed across the spectrum, sir.
And ideology may be good for TED Talk also.
Yes.
Yeah? Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Karishma.
Thank
Will you please wait outside? We'll call you back.
Yes,
for
sir. Thank you, sir.
feedback.
Thank you.
Karishma ji, please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Interview is over. Relax.
Yes.
Be at ease. You want to ask us anything?
Sir, I'd first like to hear.
Okay. And now, how much will you give yourself? Based on today's interview.
Sir, I think 175.
Last time, how much did you get?
So 160.
You will get, provided everything goes well, God's grace, you should at least get 190. The panel is extremely happy with your performance. You are absolutely ready, but you have to keep on little improvement, in the sense keep on updating.
Yes, sir.
You are reading one economic newspaper, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Economic Times.
Which paper you are reading?
Economic Times.
And normal paper, how?
The Hindu.
Hindu and Indian Express.
Okay, sir.
You
3
read two: Indian Express, Hindu, and Economic Times.
Okay, sir.
You are listening to this Cut the Clutter. This
Shekhar
Gupta.
Yes, sir, I am.
That. And Suhasini Haidar. That there is a on foreign. There could be some foreign.
She writes in the
Hindu. Yes, sir.
The Hindu, and she is a consulting business editor or something. But she has a YouTube channel also.
Okay, sir.
So
I will watch.
listen to that. You already have depth. There is no doubt, but you have to keep on think. And you are very nice. You structure your replies first, second, third, fourth. You are doing firstly, secondly, thirdly, which is good, and you are not dragging the topic. And you are listening to the question, which is a very good thing. 170, but why did you 175? You said you got it, no? Last
Sir,
time.
I scored 160 last time.
160.
And 175 she is expecting this time, based on our.
No, what's 175? You are there.
being miser.
No. You should know. You are under.
When is the interview?
So 17th of September.
Oh, a lot of time. So keep on updating. We really don't want to change anything. You are already there. You are in the zone. depending on your written, of course.
Okay.
You are in the zone. A little practice before a mirror, a little this thing with mask on. There probably you have to wear a shield also.
Yes,
That is
sir.
what. So this thing, when is it, the morning or afternoon?
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. So paper, that day's paper must be glassed through, and nothing we can suggest to improve yourself. You are already there. But you want to ask us anything?
Sir,
Only one thing I will suggest, when I ask you question what repercussions Taliban rule will have, rather than going into the things which are in pipeline, you should have straight away gone gross violation of human rights.
But she
radicalization
came
of-
later on. You came later on.
I had to
and
directly.
terrorism, yeah. You should have gone straight
Okay,
there.
sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
Most important first.
absolutely fine.
Yes, sir.
Don't put as the most less important first. No, most important crux first, second, less
And then
important.
work in progress, you can add that. It depends how the
Yes.
situation evolves, but these are the repercussions I foresee.
Okay,
Core,
sir.
hit the bullseye first.
Okay, sir.
Every question, answer first, second, third, fourth.
Okay.
And then less important, and then they will supplement. They will ask like that.
Yes, sir.
So anything you want to ask us?
Sir, I have been given the feedback that I speak too fast. Is that
So-
I tried to slow down, but
Okay,
it's-
now see, this is something we also discussed. Your voice sometimes gets a little screechy,
okay,
little high and screechy.
okay,
So that because you're getting up. So little you can, if you can.
I will
if
try,
it is
sir.
your natural flow, please, because I don't want to confuse you.
Okay.
Nobody, honorable panel members, they don't know, because you are so good. So don't. But if you can a little tone a little bit and little voice modulation, because sometimes you're in over eagerness, the voice gets a little, that pitch gets a little.
okay, sir.
So that before a mirror, you just read something or ask somebody, your father or mother, whoever, just sit down and then you can. So that is, yeah, little, that probably a little.
But without compromising energy level.
Yeah.
Or without compromise. So that's why we don't want to confuse you.
Yeah.
Don't have to do artificial.
Artificial, please.
Otherwise, you don't do it. You are
Otherwise,
perfectly
don't
fine.
do it.
Perfectly, but suppose you can.
Okay, sir. I'll try.
Don't confuse, because your body language is so good. Your sir already said you are already a TED talker. I mean, it is looks like you are already. I mean, he said of course little this thing, but you are already a accomplished speaker. I mean, you are you're speaking so well. Everything is. Little, see, everything cannot be perfect. 100 upon 100, very few people get.
Yes,
Even
sir.
we also say we all get. So that is a little thing. If you can a little tone down, little screechy. That pitch is a little sometimes. So
Oh.
that pitch is you can a little tone down, make it round rather than a spike kind of a thing.
Yes, sir.
Make it a little round. The voice modulation a round or something, which obviously will get it if you are a little slow. But see, you are to get it off. So your natural flow you don't want to obstruct.
You have
Okay,
prepared
sir.
very
It's a
well.
natural
This
flow.
is-
So that's why for all the best you should aim for at least 190, 90 plus.
Eh?
Yes.
You will get it. You are in the zone.
Thank you, sir.
There is no doubt about
You
it.
have the potential to score 200. This is what
I mean,
my
I was saying
assessment.
very of course we are
Yeah.
saying a little,
Thank you, sir.
we are getting a little conservative so that you will little sky high.
Yes, sir.
Keep
No,
on
no, you will
updating.
do very well. Don't
You
worry.
do
Don't
well.
have any
Your,
agitation.
Permission.
Don't.
There's just one. Although chairman had stayed all of us not to make any suggestions to you and leave you where you are good. That speed that you are referring to, one way out could be like he said that you sit down at home and sort of practice. The other way is that you in one sentence you tell yourself that you will give at least 2 pauses.
Okay, sir.
That would help.
I will.
Yeah. That should help.
Yes, sir.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
But
Thank
don't
you.
control anything artificially.
No artificiality.
Yes.
Because that will
Natural
actually
flow,
affect you
natural
elsewhere.
nature take over. You're already
Don't make it a burden on yourself.
Yeah,
You-
it's
yeah.
your energy level is good, your presentation is good, your language is
Absolutely.
good, your
Perfect.
knowledge is good. So don't worry.
Thank you so
You are
much.
very
all
good.
the best.
Thank you
We
for your
want to hear good news about you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
So good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.